What is up, guys? TheGreatWall back at it again with another video. Today we are here with, I say today, this is the second video of the day. Um, if you guys watched the last video, you would know that this is the past, present, future challenge, and how this will work is I am only allowed to use players that are currently on the Nationals, have played for the Nationals in the past, like Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, or uh, guys like that I draft. Like future players, like I can use Eli Willits. I can use players I draft. The only rule for players that I'm trading for and free agents are that they played at least one game for the MLB team. So, for instance, I like Will Myers isn't in the game anymore, but technically drafted by the Nationals, spent time in the minor league system, but I don't think he ever played for them for the MLB team, so can't use them. That being said, we are going like I said, a lot of these are I'm gonna try to make them 1 year rebuilds. The first probably 10 to 15 are gonna be a little tough, but the Nationals have had some great players, guys like Juan Soto, Bryce Harper, Mike Soroka, who they just traded, who's now a beast in this game. So we're gonna try our best to put together a good enough team to maybe win it in year one, but if not, we should definitely, hopefully, get it done in year two. So, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, the first deal we're making, it hurts a little bit. We're going to trade Dyson Acosta, Travis Sikora, and Mitchell Parker. Obviously, we're giving up a decent amount, but we are getting Bryce Harper in return. He's a guy that we're going to need if we're going to even have a shot at winning World Series. So, yeah. All right, we're going to trade Owen Puck, Caleb Lamavita, and Jeremy De La Rosa for, where is he? Trey Turner. Spent few years here. Well, I say few years. He spent his first 6 years here. So yeah, bringing him back. He's gonna be great for us. So yeah. All right, we are going to be getting. We're going to be trading Caden Wallace, Jorge Alfaro, which is funny because he played for the Phillies. I think. Guess not. Yeah, he did play for the Phillies. And Trevor Williams, and we're gonna be sending them to the Phillies. We're gonna be getting Owen Puck back because they have too many players, but we are also going to be getting Kyle Schwarber. It says total, but he spent the first half of the season here, was lighting it up, and then got traded. So, yeah, we're going to add him to the team to be a DH. Only problem is, as you can see, we are out of money. So I'm going to need to try to trade some players, get some more money. But yeah, this deal we're going to make, hopefully it plays well for us. All right, we're going to be trading Sauron Lau, Josh Bell, and Paul DeYoung for Reginald Preciado, who I can't use, but I can use, not Andrew Kittredge, Mike Soroka. It's not going to show it here, but he did play for the Nationals this year, so I can bring him back, and we can use him. So, pretty simple. He's going to be a starting pitcher for us. I feel like we're not going to have the juice here, unless I'm, completely forgetting about players, but, yeah, I'm going to do my best to try to find everyone. So, yeah, Mike Soroka, welcome back. All right, we're going to trade Zach Brixey, Eduardo Salazar, and Julian Fernandez for Anthony Banda, who did play 1 year in 2023. I'm guessing part of 2022 as well with the Nationals. He's not very good, but you know what? He's an upgrade, so we kind of need him. All right, we are going to trade Derek Law and Jose Tena to the Dodgers for Alex Call. Spent some time with the Nationals. Wasn't really great, but we kind of need him. I don't know exactly where he's going to play. He might move to third base or something. We'll see. So, yeah. All right, we're going to trade Jonah Dawn, Jackson Rutledge, and Connor Pilkington for Carl Edwards Jr. Yeah. I'm sorry, not just yeah. He did play for the Nationals in 2022, 2023, and I don't think he played there in 2021. I think he signed as a free agent, so, yeah. All right, we're going to trade Jake Eater for Reed Garrett straight up. He played for the Nationals in 2022, which I didn't know, but fine with me. We'll take it. All right, we're going to trade Patrick Weigel and Cade Cavalli for Robert Garcia. Yeah, he played for the Nationals last year. We might be able to sneak into the playoffs with this team. I highly doubt it, but it looks a lot better than when we started. There is one player I want to get, but I can't. I don't have the money. It is Lucas Giolito, but I think he becomes a free agent this year. So, yeah, we're going to make this deal and then see what else we can do. All right, I completely forgot he played here, but we are going to get Hunter Harvey. He's here for the last couple of years. They traded him last year during the All-Star break, I'm pretty sure. But we are going to give up C.J. Stubbs, Darren Baker, and Trey Lipscomb, all guys that are on $800,000 contracts that I want to try to get rid of. So Hunter Harvey is going to be our closer. I know it sounds crazy, but this team isn't that bad. We've got a lot of great hitters, a lot of young talent. I think as long as our starting pitching can develop a little bit, a couple of these guys can develop, I think we can be a playoff team. But like I said, not going to stop looking for moves. So Hunter Harvey, welcome back. All right, we're going to trade Shinosuke. Definitely butchered that. I apologize. Mason Thompson and Riley Adams for Derek Hill. I didn't know he played for the Nationals, but 2023 he spent 13 games here. So yeah, not really sure where he's gonna play, if he is gonna play, but welcome back, I guess. All right, so this is the team heading into the year. I know it's gonna sound crazy for a couple of things. Trey Turner is gonna be our shortstop. Bryce Harper is gonna be our catcher. If you didn't know, he came up as a catcher through college. I changed his blocking to kind of reflect what I think he could do if he wanted to, move back to catcher. Schwarber's at first. James Wood is in left. Hunter Harvey's our closer. I don't think this is a playoff team. This is maybe if we get lucky, some things go right, we maybe sneak into the playoffs. Schwarber's at first. I don't know if I mentioned that. I don't think this is definitely not a World Series team. Because I think there's maybe like 3 or 4 guys we can go get. Obviously, Juan Soto, I would love to get him back. Don't think it's going to be possible. But, we got Giolito. There's a couple other pitchers that I saw that I just don't have the money for. Like Kyle Finnegan, I could technically add back. But it is what it is. I am also going to leave Mike Soroka as a relief pitcher for this year. Let these 5 guys be the starters. And then let Soroka kind of develop as a relief pitcher and then turn back into a starter next year, so that he kind of breaks through his potential. Yeah, like I said, the lineup plays. We're gonna platoon at third base. Luis Garcia is gonna hopefully hold it down at second. We're gonna platoon at second or at third. Shortstop's gonna be Trey Turner. C.J. Abrams is gonna be our DH. And then I don't know. We're kind of just gonna play around with the outfield a little bit, see who goes where. Maybe Alex Call moves to the infield somewhere. Who knows? He might actually go move to second base. That might be where he moves. But, yeah, we're going to play around with it. There's going to be a lot of platoons. Because if we're going to make the playoffs, that's how we're going to do it. So, yeah. Alright, we're at the home run derby. The team is actually surprisingly doing very well. As you can see, we're 51-46. And we are leading the NL East. Because apparently everyone in the NL East sucks. I mean, it makes sense. The Phillies, I stole 3 of their best players. Marlins, I stole a couple of players. I mean, it makes sense. Bryce Harper is an all-star catcher. I feel like that's crazy. Hunter Harvey is an elite closer, 21-2. Bryce Harper doing a great job behind the plate. Not what I was expecting, but definitely will take it. Trey Turner, he's elite. Is that really all we have? I guess that's all we have. But team's doing well. I'll show you guys the draft class. Maybe I might make a move for a starting pitcher. Maybe make a move for Giolito. Or there was someone else that I was thinking of. But maybe might make a move, but we'll see. Alright, this is the big move that I was thinking about making. We're going to send Jake Irving, who else? Nasim Nunez and Robert Hassel over to the Braves for Reynaldo Lopez. I didn't know he played for the Nationals, but he pitched 11 games here in 2016. So over a decade ago. We're going to bring him back. He's on a 3-year deal, so we have him. He's not doing very well for the Braves right now, so we're going to add him to this team. Mike Soroka might be moving back to starter. And then, we'll go from there. But this might make us a World Series contender, having 2 top-end guys that are actually good. So, we're going to make this deal, and I don't think I have the money to make any other deals, but, Alright, we are going to pull the trigger. We're going to trade Ryan Latos and Keibert Ruiz, who's doing okay for us, but he's a backup catcher. Drew Millis is, he's a better defensive catcher, so I'd rather have him up anyway. We're going to get Lucas Giolito. He's not going to be the biggest upgrade in the world, but he is, he's a 6 overall upgrade on Andrew Alvarez. And he's going to slide into the rotation in the 5 spot. Kind of sure up with a little bit of a veteran presence. He's doing very well right now. So, yeah, I think this is the move. I'm hoping it plays out very well for us because we're right there. I think we actually have a now potentially World Series winning roster. Um, so, yeah, I'm going to make this trade, and then we'll see how we finish out the year. Alright, so we had a decent draft class. Really nothing that's going to help us next year if we need it, but good trade value if we do need to make trades. So, that's alright. I think we have a chance of winning the World Series this year, though, so hopefully we can make that happen. Alright, we won 88 games and won the division. We are a wild card team, though. We're the 3rd seed. How close were we to being the... Oh, yeah, we weren't even close, yeah. Alright, but we do make the playoffs. We're the 3rd seed, which isn't bad. We're taking on the Mets, who are right under us, so, yeah. Cut that out, editor. Yeah, Trey Turner did a great job. Oh yeah, Bryce Harper and Trey Turner back in the Nationals unis. They go crazy. Trey Turner 7.9 WAR. Way to be. Bryce Harper 7.5 WAR. Anyone else? James Wood 3.5, not bad. And that's it. A little disappointing, but that's okay. Pitching wise, oh man. Oh wow. Mike Soroka with a 1.9. He only started 13 games though, 14-7. Did very well though. DJ Harris with a 1.7. Did decent enough. Josiah Gray with a 1.7. He never really does too well in these, like, from what I've seen. Giolito with a 1.5. Only started 18 games, but did very well in those 18 games. So, yeah. A little bit of housekeeping. I did end up moving Dylan Cruz to 3rd base just because Dalen Lyle's killing it in right field, so I was not going to take him out. So, yeah, our 3rd baseman really didn't do very well, so moved Dylan Cruz there, and he actually started hitting pretty well. So, definitely solid. Alex Call did a great job at 2nd base. Kyle Schwarber did pretty well. Harper we saw. How did the main man Hunter Harvey do? 43 saves, 6 blown saves. Not bad. 3.18 ERA. Did a very solid job. Relief pitchers actually looked very solid. I don't know why Clayton Beater's down, but how did he do? I mean, the relief pitchers did very solid. I will give that to them. Kenzie Gore did not do very solid. He was quite bad, to be honest. Reynaldo Lopez also didn't do very well. 18 starts, 3-7, 4.26 ERA. Just isn't really that great. It's obviously pretty bad, but it is what it is. I'm gonna go fix the team, and then we will hop in to the playoffs. Maybe we win the World Series. Either way, we should be getting decent money for next year. So yeah. All right, we are taking on the Mets in the 1st round. Soroka versus Miguel is a big loss. Lopez versus Senga. It's a W. Gore versus McLean is a W. Wow, they have us playing the next day. That is absolutely disgusting work. I'm going to go fix the rotation, and then we will hop into this series against the Brewers. Alright, we are taking on the Brewers. Soroka versus Peralta, game 1. Is a loss. Lopez versus Jacob. It's a W. Gore versus Woodruff. It's a W. Giolito versus Priester to move on. Is a W. We are taking on San Diego. Alright, I don't mind that. Let's go fix the rotation, and then we will hop in. Alright, we are taking on the Padres. Soroka versus Michael King, game 1. Is a W. Lopez versus Pivetta. Is a loss. Gore versus Cease. Is a W. Giolito versus Musgrove. Is a W. We have 3 chances to move on in the World Series. DJ Harris versus Michael King. Is a 16-0 W. We are taking on the Mariners. I'm going to go make sure our team looks good, and then we are going to hop into the World Series. Alright, we are taking on the Mariners. Soroka versus Gilbert. Is a W. Lopez versus Wu. Is a loss. Gore versus Kirby. Is a loss. Giolito versus Castillo. Is a W. DJ versus Wu. Is a loss. Soroka versus Gilbert. Is a W. We have game 7 on our hands. Let's go take a look at the roster really quickly, just so you guys can see all of these players, I'm not going to go through it individually, but all of these players played for the Nationals at some point or another. So yeah, if you want to take a look, you can. Like I said, if you see something that I messed up with, call me out in the comments. I don't mind. So yeah, but this is the team. Obviously, all of these guys have played for the Nationals at some point or another. So yeah, I'll see you guys in Game 7. See if we can get it done. All right, Game 7. We've got Reynaldo Lopez on the bump. It's been decent this playoff. These playoffs. The lineup looks very solid. This is a very good team. It stacks up very well compared to their team, for the most part. So, see if we can get it done. Can we start off? We start off with a run. Lopez. Victor Robles was one of the other players that I wanted to get, but a little bit too expensive and doesn't really have a spot on this team. Lopez, come on, dial it in. Dial it in, Lopez. That's what I like to see. All right, there we go. Great inning from Lopez. Come on. Beautiful. We put up 2 more. Lopez, keep on shoving. We put up another one. Lopez is having a day. All right, Lopez is done. That is fine. He did a great job. We're going to go to... we'll go to Reed Garrett. Hopefully he can get me 2 outs here. 3 outs, my bad. All right, and just like that, we are on to Hunter Harvey with a 4-run lead. And we have a chance right here. We're up 4-0. 98 versus 88 wins. Us being the 88 win team. Dominic Canzone at the plate. Hunter Harvey on the bump. We're up 4-0. Our pitching was lights out. Shout out Reynaldo Lopez. Shout out to Reed Garrett for that 1 inning. So yeah, let's see if Hunter Harvey can just finish this off nice and easy. I was actually, I'm not going to lie, I was so devastated when they traded Hunter Harvey because I had him parallel 4. He was a Nationals player, and it broke my heart because all of that hard work was gone. But can we end it right here? Foul ball, that's all right. That is all right. Finish it off right here. And we get it done. We didn't even need Juan Soto, which is the craziest part about all this. Technically we could have gotten Juan Soto, but where would I have found $51 million without getting rid of Harper and Trey Turner? So, yeah, but Reynaldo Lopez, hell of a job. Trey Turner did a job. Speaking of him, Bryce Harper, there you see. Bryce Harper does bring a ring back to the Nationals, which is what he said, which is what he promised when he went to the Phillies, which is kind of funny. But we get it done. Who wins the awards? Schwarber World Series MVP, Harper Playoff MVP, as it should be. Yeah, we got it done. I was not really expecting it to be a 1-year thing, but I'm glad it was. So, yeah, thank you guys, as always, for watching. Stay tuned for the next one, and peace.